Hi, my name is Mel, and I'm so glad you could make it to this chat about the best, short, easy walk in Rome. If you're only going to do one walk, then this is the walk for you. You could do it in as little as maybe an hour. It's more likely going to be an easy morning, afternoon, or evening stroll, where you will pass right by the genuinely iconic sights of Rome. You know the ones that if you see them, you think, hey, that's Rome. It works well both by day and indeed by night, and where if you time it correctly, it's relatively free of cars and traffic, and you can get to throw your coin into the Trevi fountain without paying the entrance fee. And at the end of the walk, I'll let you know how best to add a visit to the Vatican City so you can see the sights there as well. Interested? Well, let's get on to the ruins, the Romans, the piazzas, the palazzos, the food, and the fountains. This easy walk is the 3 miles 5k starting at the Colosseo metro station, right by the Colosseum, which will walk around the outside, passing the Arch of Constantine and on to the Roman forums on the left and right, turning left at the Wedding Cake and past some of the oldest ruins in Rome. Then we'll turn right up into the Piazza Navona, onto the Pantheon, and then by the Trevi Fountain, and we'll finish our walk at the Spagna metro station, right by the Spanish Steps. So before we begin, if you enjoyed this video or find it useful, please can you click on the thumbs up symbol, or better yet, you could subscribe to the channel. It doesn't cost you anything. As soon as you exit the Colosseo metro station, right in front of you is Rome icon number 1, the Colosseum. Keeping this video short and sweet, I won't go into all the details of everything that we'll pass, but no one makes their first trip to Rome without seeing the Colosseum. It was built almost 2,000 years ago and had seating for around 60,000 spectators, was a place for executions, gladiator fights, and animal hunts, and it's thought some 400,000 people came to a grisly and untimely end in the arena. Unfortunately, we don't have time for an internal visit. We have to stick to the outside, but that's still glorious. And after we've nearly completed our circuit of the outside of the Colosseum, we'll come to the Arch of Constantine, which commemorates his victory in a battle over the last pagan emperor, and which led to Christianity becoming the dominant religion of Rome, and hence, I suppose, of Western civilization thereafter. Anyway, we're now going to head up the Via dei Fori Imperiali, best done on a Sunday when traffic is at its lowest, and we'll pass by the Roman Forum, which contains the Rome State Building, the Temple of the Vestal Virgins. It's where Julius Caesar's body was cremated. And in the sense that all roads lead to Rome, they led to the Roman Forum, because it's the place where all those distances to Rome were measured from. The Forum contains an almost bewildering array of sites, and it's definitely a place where you need a good guidebook or a good guide and some sense of where you're going. The Forum contains a lot of ruins, and it also contains 2 triumphal arches, one of which is to the Emperor Titus, who in his victory over the Jews was able to enslave some 70,000 of them and force them to work on projects such as the Colosseum. This side of the Via dei Fori Imperiali is closely associated with Julius Caesar and this chap here, the Emperor Augustus. And over on the other side of the road is another forum known as Trajan's Market, to the Emperor Trajan. So after we spot Trajan's column on the right-hand side, we'll pass by, on the left-hand side, the Altar of the Fatherland, better known as the Wedding Cake, a major landmark in Rome that you're not going to miss. So as we pass it, we're going to go forward into Piazza Venezia, and what we see there is a lot of construction work to do with the metro station that probably won't be completed for another 10 years. Anyway, we're going to turn left and then go straight on until we come to Lago Argentina, some of the oldest ruins in Rome, but also the site of a well-known cat sanctuary. And when we reach this square on our right-hand side, we're going to go down this road and proceed into Piazza Navona, which is based on a stadium built by the Emperor Domitian, brother of Titus, who built the Colosseum. But the stadium's been built on over the years, and what we're left with is truly one of Rome's Baroque glories. But do note this street over there. We'll be leaving via that route. What we have is a square that's in fact oval-shaped, with three glorious fountains, including here in the middle, the Fountain of the Four Rivers, by the sculptor Bernini, who worked on many of the masterpieces you'll see in Rome. But facing the fountain, and our route out of the square, is Sant'Agnese, a church worked on by Borromini, one of the greatest rivals of Bernini. So when we've had enough time in the square, we're going to leave via this route. We'll go to the end of the road, we'll take a left and then a right, as this church, San Luigi di Francese, home of some incredible Caravaggios you can see for free. And then we'll come into the square, Piazza della Rotonda, where there's the Pantheon. As you can see, it's one of the most complete Roman buildings to be found anywhere in the world. Outside are 16 massive granite columns brought all the way from Egypt. Inside there are the tombs of the painter Raphael and the kings of Italy, along with a truly incredible and beautiful concrete dome stretching all the way up to the oculus, open to the sky. When it rains inside the Pantheon. Back in the Piazza della Rotonda, we can see our route, which is going to take us out of the square. And in a short while, we'll reach an ancient Egyptian obelisk, where we're going to turn right and into a square where we'll see a column to Marcus Aurelius, yes, the good emperor from the film Gladiator, and the column marks his victories and campaigns against the Germanic tribes. And we're going to cross the square and go down the right-hand side of the building opposite in order to reach the Trevi Fountain. Now, it's a bit of a cliché, but an amazing place nonetheless. It's a huge fountain that seems to grow organically from the side of the building. As you approach the fountain, you'll hear it long before you see it. The sound of the water and the sound of the crowds. It was quite busy at 7:30 a.m. on a Monday morning in early February, as you can see here. As we speak, in October 25, they've introduced a system so that between 9 a.m. and 9 p.m., there's a queuing system in limited numbers for the lower basin that we see here. Upper basin, those folks up at the top there, currently is unrestricted access, but there may be a charge to come down to the lower basin, but for now there's just the queuing system. And we're going to leave by the route marked and make our way through the streets to the Spanish Steps. From the Fountain of the Leaky Boat at the bottom, all the way up to the church, Trinità dei Monti, with its cheap Roman copy of an Egyptian obelisk, it's 135 steps. And it's free to visit those steps. But as we can see from this shot from 2007, because people blocked the way, there's now a €400 fine for sitting on the steps. Now, that's the end of our walk, but I did say that we could go on to the Vatican. So we're going to go down this alleyway to the Spagna metro station, possibly putting our contactless payment on the reader at the top and then going down to the metro station, where we'll take a train 3 stops to Ottaviano, the nearest stop to the Vatican. Well, I wouldn't recommend walking to the Vatican, especially in summer. We've already tired ourselves out properly on the walk, and so this is the simplest way of getting to the smallest state in the world, of 750 residents with its own army. It's an elective monarchy where the Pope rules absolutely, home to the largest church in the world, St. Peter's, where the congregation is 20,000 if they are seated, or 60,000 people if they stand up. It's home to some of the most amazing artwork in the world, including Michelangelo's Pietà. But I do recommend going early in the morning to avoid the crowds. It can get 3, 4, 5 people deep. There's also the Vatican museums, containing again many more special artworks, such as statues of Apollo and his priest Laocoon, and many artworks by Raphael in the Raphael rooms, and of course not forgetting the Sistine Chapel with its ceiling by Michelangelo. So, many thanks for making it through to the end. And you know the drill. Please can you like and subscribe to the channel? It costs you nothing. Or you can click on some of these other links to watch other videos on the channel, or click on the channel logo to subscribe itself. So, thanks again for watching right the way through to the end. Goodbye.